All right, trig identities. The answer is given to you at the start of the problem. You just have to find your way there. So when working through a trig identity, you have the big rules. Big rule number one, change only the left side of the equation. Leaving the right side alone. If you could change both sides of the equation, life would be so much simpler. But Mr. Bierschbach wants you to have to really, really think. So I only allow people to change the left side of the equation, leaving the right side alone. Step two. Okay. Solve them vertically. Putting each step below the last step. Okay, so you're not going to go across on your paper with the steps, you're going to go vertically. Big rule number three, line up your equal signs. I want them fairly straight in a column. Now, do they have to be perfectly straight up and down? No, but I'd like them fairly straight up and down in a column. Okay? So, you're going, what are you talking about, Mr. Bierschbach? Well, you'll see problems like this. If we have 2 minus the cosecant of x sine of x equals 1. 2 minus cosecant of x sine of x equals 1. What's our answer? 1 equals 1. You're going to know 1 is equal to 1 in the end. You got to get there. How do we get there? Well, how can I change this left side to get me to 1? Cosecant equals 1 over sine of x. You must show this step. You can't just go to 1 equals 1. Hey, I got the answer. No, that does not work. You have to show your work. So the marker boards, they will not be in operation here for the next couple weeks. Okay? You have to show your work on your paper. Okay? The signs of x are going to cancel. So you get 2 minus 1 equals 1. Well, then we know 1 equals 1. Now, are these equal signs perfectly lined up? No, but they're vertical. I didn't go across my paper. Okay? So that's the basics of how to solve a trig identity. Okay? That's the basics of solving a trig identity. So let's do another one. Let's do 1 plus secant squared of x times sine squared of x equals secant squared of x. 1 plus secant squared of x times sine squared of x equals secant squared of x. And you're going, how do I get 1 plus and sine squared of x? How does that just disappear? Well, it's not so much making this disappear, but I might need to change the secant squared so I can get the other stuff to disappear. What is secant squared the same as? 1 over cosine squared. So then really I have 1 plus sine squared of x over cosine squared of x equals secant squared of x. Ooh, then I have 1 plus tangent squared of x equals secant squared of x. And according to Maguire, 1 plus tangent squared is on one of your Pythagorean identities, which means the same as secant squared of x. And yes, you have to put down this last step. You cannot leave it like that. You have to work until both sides are equal. Okay? Both sides have to be equals. So, secant squared of x equals secant squared of x. There we go. That is my trig identity. I just proved how 1 plus secant squared of x times sine squared of x equals secant squared of x. All right. What do you mean? Because 1 plus tangent squared is secant squared. That's one of our Pythagorean identities. Yep. Yeah, that's what we want to get to. Okay. Starting on this. When I take this and squared, what do I get? You would hope so, but no, you do not. Sorry, Maguire. You can't just distribute your squared. You have to write it twice and FOIL. So if we FOIL, 1 times 1 is? 1. Outers is? Tangent of x. Inners is? What's tangent of x plus tangent of x? Plus tangent squared of x. So what everybody misses when they go, ooh, we can just go 1 squared and tangent squared, they forget that there's a middle term in there. But then all of a sudden I get minus 2 tangent of x equals 1 over cosine squared of x. So, can I simplify the left-hand side a little bit more? What happens on the left-hand side? 2 tangent of x and minus 2 tangent of x cancel, so I'm left with 1 plus tangent squared of x. What's 1 plus tangent squared equal to? Secant squared of x, because that's a Pythagorean identity. What's secant squared of x equal to? 1 over cosine squared of x. And all of a sudden, both sides match. So you will write out problems similar to this, step by step by step, in your notebook, so I can see each step of the process along the way. Let's do one more, and then I'll let you get started with this. Oh no, Quinn. This is a Monday, or this is a Tuesday, Thursday, so we'll always have 2 assignments on a Tuesday, Thursday, except for Pi Day. Last one. What would you do? Braylon. Yes, tangent is sine over cosine. Cosines cancel. Sine of x equals sine of x. This is pretty easy stuff, right? Especially when you have the answer given to you at the start. So your first assignment is really short. It's just to get you started with this. Page 172, we're just going to do 37 through 42 all. A little later in the period, we'll come back and do a few more. But we want to just kind of get started with 6 problems here. Should take you 10 minutes, but I'll give you 20 to do it. So get to work, please.